Let me tell you a story.
Welcome to My Skeptical Sister.
I'm Megan, the skeptical one.
I'm Erin, the believer.
Oh, the dysfunctional one.
Oh my gosh. I have a new idea.
What's that?
Let's quit all this comedy paranormal mumbo jumbo.
Oh, okay.
Let's have an ASMR sleep podcast, and then we'll just sleep on it. Are you so tired?
Oh, I'm so tired.
Holy
but
crap.
I just watched you, I feel like, for 20 minutes getting ready for this podcast.
Yeah.
And it was a lot like when you watch a young kid who is just learning how to dress themselves. And they get their arm
I don't feel like this is a compliment. But
stuck in the sleeve.
Uh-huh.
And it's like panic and everything goes wrong.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just the saddest thing you've ever watched because you know, A, it's temporary. B, it's not that hard. But it looks so hard.
I would like to comment that you sat there and watched me do that for 20 minutes.
As I do when I see kids do that same thing. So I'm like, you're going to have to learn to get that shirt
I
on.
would love for you to do it once. One time. Show me how.
No.
I'm expert of podcasting setup.
I'm very happy to sit over here and watch you struggle.
The nerve.
No, you had a lot of cords you had to contend with.
There's so many cords.
So
Rue,
many
can we
cords.
do something about these cords? What is happening?
It's like what I said, 2024, it should be all cordless.
There are so many cords.
Mm-hmm.
And this is not exciting for anybody, but we have to sit as far away as possible and still be able to have your cord to your microphone, my cord to my microphone, and more importantly, my tiny little headphone microphone cord has to reach that stupid little red box.
Yeah, it's a lot of components. And I also like how in your angst, you want to blame Rue. Rue, can we not do something about this?
Oh, I'm not blaming Rue, but I just feel like if anyone knows how to fix it, it's Rue.
Oh, true. And hopefully she can fix those clickety-clack Ellie moves.
And Ellie chomping on her food that she has ignored all night till just now. My eyelids actually feel heavy.
Yeah, I know, mine do too. I just came from a party though, because I'm a wild woman on a Tuesday night.
Crazy woman.
I am, but I have some exciting news.
Mm.
You know, when you're in Rome and you decide you're not going to drink the wine, I don't know, that seems weird. So when you're at a Mardi Gras party,
Okay.
and there is shrimp available,
Okay.
how does one not partake?
Okay. Well, if I was allergic to wine, I might not partake.
Yeah, but if
In
you
Rome.
love wine,
Gonna kill you. Love it. Okay.
I double checked. I had my EpiPen in my purse.
Okay.
So I was like, okay, check. I've never had to use it.
Oh
and
my
I
gosh.
and I told everybody the story. I was like, I might roll the dice tonight. So we kind of had a little debate, like, do I try one now? And then that way I can see. But I'm like, no, because what if I have to go to the ER?
Oh, so you're gonna wait till the end of the night?
Yeah, because I was like, then the party's ruined. I'm like, no, I'll wait. And then Carrie said, yeah, but I don't want you to eat one and then go home and go to bed. I'm like, well, at that point, like, I've already had my fun.
What a way to go.
Oh, what a way to go. So I waited until the very end of the night.
Oh
and
my
of course,
gosh.
by this point, everybody's talking and having a good time. So I was like, they're all going to try to stop me. I know these people. They love me way too much. They're way too invested in this shit. So I'm just going to sneak one. So I snuck one. It was so good. I had to sneak two. I had to. I have not had seafood since July. So I did. I ate 2 jumbo shrimp tonight. And let me tell you what, I feel just fine. Now, that was about 45 minutes ago. So we'll see.
Yeah.
You just keep your eye on me. And if I start talking
gosh.
really, really funny, I've got my EpiPen in my car right across the street. It's fine.
Okay. All right. I love how you're like, if I eat this now and I have to go to the emergency room, the whole party is ruined. Like, everyone is going to stop partying. You have to go.
Oh, they are good, loyal friends.
Yeah. Okay.
They would stop the party. I mean, maybe. At least 2 of them. I could name off 2 right now that would stop the party and come with me. One of them is my husband.
Oh, well, that's good.
The other one is Carrie, the host, so she'd have to shut it down.
All right.
Anyway, but I really think it was a fluke.
Okay. But did it happen twice?
Well, kind of. I mean,
I mean, one was undiagnosed, and then the second time,
it wasn't really diagnosed. I
No, I
didn't
kn-
get it.
I know, like something weird happened. You couldn't breathe very well. And then like a week later, you had more seafood and then it happened again.
I didn't. There was nothing about breathing. It was my eyelids. Remember, I felt like something was wrong with my eyes.
Yeah.
They got a little puffy. I mean, that could have just been classic allergies, Erin. I really think that I'm cured, or it was a fluke or something.
Okay.
Seafood is back on. I'm going to go ahead and say it now.
On.
Let's do it. And then James goes, which I was like, honey, the way you worded that made me really sound not petite. Oh, he goes, or maybe you're just, what did he say? It was something about like you met your body's limit of shrimp that day. And I was like, true. I did kind of eat like an obscene amount.
These are unspoken thoughts.
Yeah. And not wrong. I will say that. And I don't think he meant it in a wrong way. I think he meant it as like a glimmer of hope. Like, just don't eat that much shrimp. But I'm like, also, don't call me out, dude. Look.
Yeah. No.
It was a good shrimp boil.
I would rather die than have you ever say that.
Yeah. So you said you had something to tell me over the weekend, but you had to wait to the podcast. So what was it?
Okay, I did. So I'm catching up on one of my podcasts that I listen to.
Okay.
Now, I don't actually know their size. I don't know how big of a podcast they are.
Mm-hmm. Totally thinking of the size of the actual podcasters. I'm like, what does that matter?
No. Like, I don't know if they're a bigger podcast than us. I don't know if we're equivalent. I don't know where they range.
Okay. Well, what's their name? What podcast?
It's called Gender Forking.
Oh, I love the name. Gender Forking?
Yes.
Awesome.
It's
okay.
basically like these two like feminist women who basically discuss all the pitfalls of Twilight, but they still love Twilight.
Oh, okay. I kind of liked all the pitfalls.
Yeah, they're very honest. They're like, oh, this is horrible. We really should not like this. But they're revisiting it from when they were younger and read it.
Nice. And I love that concept. That's great.
Oh, yeah. It's a great podcast. They're really fun. So now I will say I follow them on Instagram.
Uh-huh.
And there might have been a follow back at some point because, you do that.
Sure.
So I was listening the other day. It was a couple episodes back now. But one of them was talking about pets or about turtles or something. And she said, I think it was Lori. She said, I just love turtles. In fact, there's this girl on Instagram that I follow and she posts pictures and I'm like, what's happening?
Huh.
What's happening with this story? She posts pictures of her and her tortoise where her tortoise is in the front yard and she sits there and drinks wine.
What?
And she always hashtags drinks with Rosie. And I was like,
no.
Oh, I'm famous. I'm famous.
No, Erin, that's insane.
I'm famous. That is not like our podcast page. I post those
that's your own personal Instagram.
Page. It was wild.
Oh my gosh, that is so cool.
I know. I got on there immediately and I was like, hi, that's me. You follow me. I can't believe you just called out Drinks with Rosie.
Yes.
Crazy.
Drinks with Rosie. It's gone viral.
It's gone viral.
That is so
Young,
cool.
Cool feminist podcasters are talking about Drinks with Rosie.
You're really doing it. You're out there doing it, Erin.
Yeah, you all let me know. Do you want me to do the cross? Like, you want me to put it on our Instagram too? I'll put Drinks with Rosie.
Oh, you really should. People would love that. Drinks with Rosie is fun. You get like a little glimpse into what it's like. Life is like being Erin's turtle.
Yeah, or me.
Or you. But I'm just thinking Erin's turtle, you get to look up. You get a view of my house on one side and you get a view of Erin, the bottom of Erin's wine glass on the other.
You don't really get a view of my house because I'm sitting at my house.
No, just the bottom of your wine glass.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so great. That is so cool, Erin.
I know. It was so random.
That had to have been like a surreal moment of like, wait, what?
Yeah, it was really weird. I was not expecting it. I was at work. I was like, it was during my planning. So I'm like cutting paper and just prepping. And I just have this podcast on. And all of a sudden I looked around like, did anybody else hear that?
Yeah.
Nobody is here. It was so weird.
That's so funny. I love it.
Yeah, it was really funny.
Here it's happening. Your worst nightmare. You're becoming famous.
I'm becoming famous. Oh, no. I'm almost famous like Kate Hudson. Just start calling me Kate Hudson. Okay, I'm going to go first this week.
Okay.
I did a little hustling. And what I love when you go out and hustle, sometimes people are like, oh, I'll listen. And I'll like, have a little bit of banter at the beginning.
Sure.
Nope, this person's like, here's my story.
Oh, cut to the chase.
No nonsense. I don't really care about your podcast. No, I'm kidding. Hopefully Ashley will start listening.
Well, Toby is.
Oh, great.
Yeah, before I even shared the link with Toby, she said, hey, I already listened. Loved it. Loved the episode. Said you all gained a new listener.
Oh, yeah.
A new listener. I said that way.
New listener. I thought so too, but I wasn't going to say anything.
No, I heard it myself.
So this story is from Ashley, and I don't know pronouns, so we're just going to go for it.
Well, come on in, Ashley. Welcome.
It was 1999. I was in 8th grade, and my grandpa was dying after a long battle with lung cancer.
Oh, man.
All the adults knew it was coming, so everyone came to be close for when it happened. The night he died, my aunt dropped my cousin off at our house earlier in the day, so she and I could go to the hospital. She stayed with me, my older sister, and my mom. Since my dad was at the hospital, it was his dad, and my cousin was closest to me in age. I don't remember much about how we spent the day, but that night, us 3 kids slept in the living room. My sister got the couch, so me and my cousin were on the floor. She was laying next to the couch, and I was laying by where our kitchen started. In the middle of the night, I woke up. I rolled over and looked at the clock to see it was 3:45 a.m. As I was about to settle back down to sleep, I saw someone standing there.
Ew.
In what looked like a nightgown. I could only see from about the knee down. Oh, that's a weird part to see.
Wait, the knee. Oh, like feet.
Yeah.
Okay.
But even with the stove light on, I couldn't make out much more. I thought it was my mom, so I said, "Mom?" There wasn't an answer. I did this about 2 more times. Usually, if she came into my room at night and I woke up and said anything, she would respond. It usually was, "Just checking on you." And plus, since she usually slept without the usual attire on, she would wear a robe when looking in on us.
Oh, okay. So clothed.
Yeah. Or like not clothed, but she would put a robe on to go check on.
Sure.
Especially if you're like, I'm going to go check on my kid and my nieces. That's a little awkward.
Yeah. Well, there have been times when I'm not checking on my kid, but I'm like, I got to get from the bedroom to the bathroom. And,
I'm telling you.
Might be a little exposed.
Yeah.
And I'm like, so I have like, make sure like there's no hall light on, no nothing. Because I'm like, that's damaging.
Yeah, that's
right
a lot.
There. That would seal the deal. There's therapy right there.
Yeah, that's a lot. You're not even like right next door to the bathroom. You have to cross the hallway
threshold. Like I got to cross over his threshold to yeah.
Yeah. Guys, if you care about Megan's kids' well-being, you got to make us big enough that she can afford an ensuite.
True. That would be lovely. Yeah. I mean, we've been working towards Rue. We're still not there, but that's the second goal.
Listen, I'm telling you, it's a game changer. That ensuite.
For real.
Okay. What the person was wearing was definitely not a robe. So with no answer from the person at all, my 13-year-old self said, "Fuck it," and went back to sleep. Oh my gosh. That's so brave. The next morning, my mom let us know that Grandpa had passed the night before.
Oh.
Many tears followed, of course, but later in the day, I asked my mom about the night before. She said she didn't check up on us. A few weeks after the funeral, I decided to put up the little card they had out in the funeral/visitation on my wall. I had his name, his date of birth, and his death date. When I was hanging it up, I noticed it had his time of death on it too. Why? No clue. He died at 3:30 a.m., 15 minutes before I woke up. Now, I'm an atheist, but I believe in ghosts, mainly since no matter can be created or destroyed. There's got to be some lingering effects on a person's life, but I believe that it was my grandpa that night, taking one last look before going wherever it is you go when you die. Oh boy.
Does her grandpa wear a nightgown often?
I mean, also like if it was a hospital robe or a hospital gown.
Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. Wow, that is.
It's interesting that it was like right before.
It is. Sorry, I got so still because I hit my microphone. But yeah, all the timing for sure is definitely interesting.
Yeah.
And it's definitely sentimental, so I'm not going to touch it.
Yeah, I don't think you have to.
Yeah.
But man, that would be really creepy. I love
creepy, or like I don't think she did.
Yeah,
was she
I guess not creepy,
out?
but it would creep me out a little bit. I remember when
feet in general. I mean, if I'm seeing like floating feet, I'm creeped out.
Well, just knee down. She's already on the ground.
Okay, but I'm like, where are the knees?
She's on the ground and she can't make anything up past the knees. I remember the night Grandma Rosie died, and I was a full adult. And we were in Canada because we were visiting Kevin's family.
You told the story not too long ago, I think.
Oh, on the podcast. Yeah. I was like, I'm just not ready to see you. Like,
yeah.
I really thought she was going to be there. And it freaked me out.
Yeah. Well, I mean,
Because I'm a chicken, but Ashley
Yeah.
doesn't sound like a chicken.
well, yeah, but I mean, even if you are a chicken, it is still like unsettling. It's something that's not supposed to be there.
Yeah.
Yeah. It messes with your like sense of reality and, like just everything. It's like all
Yeah.
of your senses. This is something that's not supposed to be happening, but it is.
Yeah.
So what's happening? Now, I would call that a dream. But again, it's too sensitive, so I'm not going to say anything more.
Okay. Well, I will accept that because I'm not going to make you. I'm not going to push it.
Because you're so tired. Just
I'm
go ahead and
so
say
tired.
it.
No.
You've never not fought with me.
No, Ashley's new. I don't know how much she wants you to go in on
and I won't.
debunking.
Like I said, I'm not gonna, except for that
Exactly.
it was a dream.
And plus, you're not going to debunk, so I feel like I win. So why would I
Ashley,
argue?
I'm just kidding. I was totally debunking it. I was saying it was a dream. I said it like 3 times. You're just too tired to catch on to it, Erin. Ashley is, meantime, going, bitch.
Oh.
Bitch, did you just call this a dream 3 times? Ashley, I'm so sorry. Welcome. We're so glad you're here. I really do mean that sincerely. I'm not trying to poke fun. I hope that if that experience brought you any sort of peace, then I'm glad you had it. If it brought you any sort of like creepy vibes, then that's kind of weird. It's always weird to me when like you said, Grandma Rosie, I don't want to see her. Like,
Yeah.
I get that, but I'm like, she was such, I don't know if comforting was the word.
No, I think I'd be ready now.
Now for sure. But
I'm
like,
ready now. Come on, Grandma Rosie. Bring it on.
she always had that tinge of like, she was feisty.
She was feisty.
Little mean.
Yeah.
But like
in the best way.
Hilarious.
And you always, like nobody was ever bothered by her.
Yeah. Nobody.
She wasn't actually mean to people. She was just like a spitfire.
She was a spitfire, not a spitball.
Not a spitball.
Not a spitball, a spitfire. But she was, yes, to all of those things. But nobody got offended because she was so old.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure maybe in her younger days.
Yeah.
What a bitch. But when the older she got, it was like, man, let me sit next to her. She is hilarious.
Oh, she's so funny.
Very funny. So I'm super excited about tonight's story because Danny has been teasing us with some stories that he's been out there hustling for us.
All right. Way to harangue, Danny.
Yes, you good haranguer you, or harangoo you.
Oh my gosh. Put that on your resume.
Yes. Official harangooer for my Skeptical Sister podcast.
Perfect.
So Danny, thank you so much. And he has more coming, but tonight we are reading this one. And he says, this is from a wonderful friend I met at Megan's favorite superstore.
Ugh.
What's the name of it?
Meyer.
I just thought the other day, I really need to go to Meyer. I think that about every other day.
I've never once thought that.
Are you for real?
Never once have I thought, man, I got to go to Meyer.
It really shocks me that you don't
I
think
hate
that.
it so much.
Why?
We have to say this every time.
Because I don't believe it.
Because it's so big and it's too crowded. Something about how big it is, it's like the opposite of claustrophobic. I feel anxiety with how big it is.
Yeah, you do say this every single time.
I know, and you keep asking me. It's not my fault.
But like if you think, like if you're like, oh, I've got to get new shoes for my kids.
Target.
No, I'm not going to buy groceries at Target. Their shit's too expensive for groceries.
No, I'm not going to buy groceries where I buy my kids' shoes.
Oh, absolutely you are. Absolutely. You're going to put that kid up in the front seat of that little, cart. And you're going to...
I just read Llama Llama too many times and it traumatized me. And I thought, no.
Wait, what does Llama Llama have to do with this?
And she takes them shopping. Llama Llama mad at Mama.
Yeah.
She takes them shopping and there's groceries and she makes them try on shoes. And then the paper towels go flying. And
this woman seems efficient as fuck.
And that little kid threw a mighty tantrum. And she was like, oh, we don't do that. Let's go get ice cream. I'm like, no, bitch.
Mm-hmm. You know what Llama Llama was?
Not reward that child.
Yeah. Good point there. Absolutely. I'm right there with you on that. But you know what Llama Llama store didn't have that my beautiful Meyer does?
Danny?
I bet Danny's already saying it. No, I wish. I would never not be there.
It might be enough to make me go.
It might be enough to make Danny quit. He's like, why is Megan always here? This woman stalking me. No, I'll tell you what Llama Llama's store does not have that Meyer does. It's got built-in bribery called Sandy. a little beautiful horse that they get to ride if they're a good boy or girl, or they or them. I don't care what they are. Let's walk through the store. You don't throw a fit, I'll tell you that much. And then guess what you get to do? Ride a horse that, listen to this, Erin. We'll just sell you on Meijer. Costs 1 penny. But,
that's pretty good.
But do you have to pay for that penny? No. It has a bucket of pennies sitting right there.
That is really sweet.
You never have to pay for it. You just go out there and there is a penny. You pick it up, you put it in there. Your kid gets a horse ride.
That is really sweet.
They've put the shoes on because they want that horse ride. They've not thrown that fit. And you don't have to even think about trying to buy them ice cream.
Yeah, that is really sweet. Although I could barely concentrate because then I started thinking if Llama Llama store did have a horse, they had all kinds of animals in those books. So like,
what would horse rhyme with?
No, like what would the horse figure be?
Ooh,
would it be a person?
It'd be a person. Those are all animals. That would be a person.
Because there's like
ride.
cow feet and giraffe feet and llama. Like there's a lot of feet when he's like, I want to get up. All I see are these knees.
Boy, this is a very foot themed episode. A lot of feet happening.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be a person.
Ugh.
Ew, that is creepy.
Yeah, sorry. It's all I could think about after. I was like, oh, pennies. Oh, wait. Ooh. Okay.
Another reason to shop at Meijer and not the Llama Llama store. Okay.
Also, one is fictional.
I know. It'd be really weird if Meijer had a person.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. That's like the stuff of nightmares. I would like for somebody who's good at photoshopping to create.
Oh, no.
I bet AI could do it.
Oh, yes. AI definitely could.
AI, show me a llama riding a person, a mechanical person.
For only 1 penny.
For 1 penny.
Okay. Well, this poor person. I hope Danny never shares this episode with them. They're like, what the hell tangent was that? Like our normal listeners are like, oh, that's just them. Here they go.
Guys, I'm so tired. I don't know if I had told you yet.
Yeah. Yeah. She's really bringing it home. Okay. So here's our story tonight. When I say I don't like balloons, I mean I really, really don't like balloons.
Okay.
But that's where this story begins.
Mm.
These events took place during a 3 to 4 week period. I have always believed in the supernatural from a very early age, having experienced things I could not explain, but I just thought were normal and accepted. When family would pass, I would hear their voices or smell a specific scent relating to that person. The visits were not scary, but calming and nice to know that they were there.
Oh.
This was something I'd never experienced before. My former husband and I moved into our house in 1994. We had 2 kids in that house. We never experienced any type of paranormal activity whatsoever in this house until autumn 2001. We had gone out to buy a new car for me. Our 2 boys were with us, ages 7 and 4. It was later in the day, and the dealership we went to had some kind of sales event that was ending that day. We bought the car, and our salesman let the boys each take a balloon home since it was the end of the day and the end of the event.
Wow.
And
yeah, and also I just bought a freaking car from you. Give my kids a balloon.
Yeah, how about you just give me those balloons as a congratulations, you spent a shitload here.
Yeah, right?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, you should get so much for buying a car. They're
Right?
so stupid expensive.
Mm-hmm. These were your normal latex balloons, not the super nice Mylar ones. I love that, you can buy those Mylar ones at Meijer's, by the way.
I love that this person's like, I hate balloons, but I know all the different types.
Very good point. Oh, that's funny. But not the nice Mylar ones that last for days. We get home, put the kids to bed, and each has their own balloon in their room, up on the ceiling because they had no weights or strings.
Yep.
The next morning, my 4-year-old was mad because his balloon was not as full as his brother's. Oh, 4-year-olds. They're the worst. They really are. Oh, and listener, if you're listening to this, I can only say that because I have a 4-year-old.
Almost.
Whew, an almost 4-year-old. Even worse, an almost 4-year-old. They're even worse than an actual 4-year-old. Okay. It still held some helium and still floated, but it no longer went up to the ceiling and was a bit smaller in size. His brother's was still hitting the ceiling and relatively unchanged in size. The next day, the youngest is really mad now. His balloon is lying on the floor, helium gone. My eldest, his balloon is defying the odds and although not touching the ceiling anymore, still floating.
Ugh,
It did this
yikes.
for about I win.
Not paranormal yikes, just like, oh, the fights that are coming
Oh.
that you have no control over. I just pop them both. Pop, pop. Nobody gets a balloon anymore.
Mother of the year over there. We're not going to talk about lessons about equal or fair. We're not going to talk about anything. We're just going to.
This is post-COVID mothering. Like pre-COVID mothering, I'd be like, oh, I've got patience for it. Now I'm like, nope, nobody gets it. All joy is killed.
We're all losers in this situation, and we're all going to deal with it.
If you fight about anything, I shut it down. That does not solve problems or help people in the future.
There's not really much problem solving going on there. But you can tell them just to go to bed.
Yeah. Yeah. It's 9 a.m. I don't care.
And if you cry about it. Oh, I once had a lady tell me, she said, yeah, I've got 3 boys. They roughhouse all the time. But we have because I was talking about like it scares me all the time. She said, oh, no. We just have a rule. Doesn't matter what time of the day. If you cry from whatever roughhousing you and your brothers do, you all 3 have to go to bed. I don't care if it's 9 o'clock in the morning. I don't care if it's 10 o'clock in the morning. You all 3 have to go to bed.
Was it Christine? This sounds very Christine-like advice.
It might have been. Kind of genius. It did this for 3 more days after this. Now, mind you, these are basic latex balloons. I have never seen one last as long as this one did. I had Mylar balloons that did not last this long. Now, the fun begins. Day 7, smaller in size, but still floating, approximately 5 feet in the air.
Wow.
I know this because it was eye level with me. Put the kids to bed. I mean, that's a lot of patience. I would just like grab it, throw it in the garbage.
You wake up the next morning and they're gone. I don't know what happened to them.
Yeah. Oh, turns out that balloon.
If you don't want to be as heartless as me, things can disappear in the night and you play dumb.
That's me.
New
I
parents,
do that all the time.
New parents. This is my advice for you. If you don't want to be cold and heartless like me.
And when they're like, where did my balloon go? You lie. Oh my gosh. That's so
weird.
weird. I think it was a ghost.
Yeah. You throw that in your sister's trash can.
Hey, believers, that's what all your parents did. That's why you all believe in ghosts.
No, I ignored it because it was rude. So we're just going right past. And I'm tired.
Oh, too funny. Okay. Put the kids to bed that night. My eldest had his balloon over his bed, but I moved it over to his toy box because I didn't want him to get tangled in the string. Yeah. Smart mom. My son and I both watched the balloon go out his bedroom door, turn left, and continue down the hall approximately 25 feet, turn right into my bedroom where it stopped and hovered directly over my spot in the bed.
Oh.
My son thought that was the most hilarious thing ever. I, however, did not. Trying not to make a big deal out of the situation, I grab the string and take the balloon back to my son's room and again leave it by the toy box, and this time it stays put.
Oh, good.
That night, I am awakened by a loud voice in my ear. Get it out.
Get what out?
What do you think? The balloon, right?
Okay, who's saying it?
Okay. I was instantly terrified and running for my son's room because I knew exactly what it was. I must have looked like a mad woman. I grabbed the balloon and ran out to the kitchen. This ghost is like, you should have gotten rid of that last night. Like they've been fighting over it for days.
I am
so sick and tired of hearing the
bickering. Are you annoyed by the fighting? Are you annoyed by it? Because, girl.
It is time. Oh, okay.
Oh, wow.
I grabbed the balloon and ran out to the kitchen with it and grabbed a knife, stabbing the thing until it popped. When it did, there was this weird, thick residue.
Ew,
that got in my hands. Something I'd never seen in a balloon before. I threw the pieces away, washed my hands, and went back to bed. Here is where I will say, in hindsight, I wish I would have taken the balloon outside to pop it and dispose of it.
Because they found it in the morning and they were pissed.
Who was?
The kid.
Oh, right. Over the next few weeks, some days were uneventful, others not. Mostly weird things would come over me. Tingles, hair on the back of my neck kind of thing.
Ooh.
Our dog would sit and stare down the hall and growl now and then. I did notice my 4-year-old start to run every time he left his bedroom, like he was a sprinter coming down the hall. I didn't think anything of it at first. There was an incident while watching TV one night that rattled me. The kids were in bed asleep and I was alone with the dog. Our couch was situated so that my back was turned to the hallway.
Ugh.
While watching TV, the dog started his low, deep growl while sitting next to me. His heckles were raised from his neck to his tail.
Yikes.
You know the term, frozen in fear. I was literally just that.
Oh.
My heart started pounding, and I was scared like I'd never been before. I knew if I turned my head to look behind me, I would regret it. Even if I wanted to, I couldn't. I closed my eyes and I just kept saying, go away, leave me alone. Eventually, the dog settled down and I calmed down,
Oh.
and I never sat in that spot on the couch again. From then on, I always sat with my back to the wall.
Yeah, that's a
Ooh,
good
what
call.
was it?
I don't know.
Was it the balloon?
Oh.
What if she had turned around and the balloon was right there?
Yeah, like what was in this balloon?
I don't know, like the residue. Like, wasn't there, I'm thinking, what's that?
Ectoplasm?
Poltergeist, where there's like a residue of something every time.
Oh, yeah. It's like ectoplasm.
Oh, yeah. Then they decided after the cinemas to make that like a term.
Okay. Okay.
And by
Art
they, I
imitating life or other way
ghost
around.
hunters. A couple of nights later, I was letting the dog outside and I saw this black, shapeless blob about 3 feet around, hovering slightly off the ground. I slammed the door shut and watched it go off until it disappeared. I was hoping that would be the end of it. Wrong.
Oh my gosh.
Right? One day, after again witnessing my youngest come racing out of his bedroom, I asked him why he always runs out of his room. He looked me dead in the eye and said, because the man always tries to grab me and scare me.
Oh my gosh. What a little soldier. He's like,
Yeah.
I'll just run. I'll just take care of it myself.
I'm not going to complain about it. I'm not going to bother you about it, Mom. But here's what I am going to do. I'm not going to get caught.
Yeah. Well, we don't even know mom or dad. We don't know. But that person is very, clearly very loving. They could have told, like my kids would be like, she won't do anything about it.
Yeah, right. She'll never even ask me why.
Last time I got upset, she popped my balloon, so I'm not going to say anything.
I do weird shit all the time, and she never asks about it. I even want to show her, and she's like, go on.
I'm pretty sure they know I love them.
Yeah. Oh, they do. They do. And when I was talking about you, I meant me. Like, my kid's like, let me show you something. Like, yeah. That's real cool. I fake it.
Oh my gosh. Your 4-year-old, is in the midst of her Stewart age where she's like, look what I can do. And it's the most, I'm like, cool. Everyone can do that. That is not a thing to show off, you big weirdo.
Oh yeah. It's bad.
Yeah.
I asked him what man, and he said the one at the end of the hallway by his room. He said it was tall, all black, and had no face or eyes.
Oh.
But always tried to grab him when he came out of his room. Now I was really scared. I called a very dear friend of mine, and she took the boys and I to see a psychic that she knew and trusted, and I knew to trust her judgment. After talking to the kids and me, he filled me in on some things that made complete sense, and it set me at ease. We told him about the events going on in the house, and he said that we had a powerful entity, and we had to cleanse the house to get rid of it. I got a crash course in the use of salt, smudge bundles, charcoal. Oh, charcoal. I didn't know that one.
Oh, smudge bundles. Go back to that. What's that?
Well, I think that's like smudging bundles. You've got one. You've had it sitting in there.
I've never called it a bundle. I think that's adorable.
Well, it is. Now you have a new term.
Okay.
Herbs, oils, and all the bells and whistles that go with it on how to properly cleanse the house of this thing.
Ooh, all right.
I went through the whole house and did everything I was supposed to, using everything I was given for this ritual, only to discover it failed because I forgot to open a window for the entity to exit through. Oh, listen, Anonymous, that's all bullshit.
No,
sorry.
it is not.
That's what people will tell you to do.
No.
Okay.
I'm glad you did it again and realized your mistake.
Well, here we go. Take 2. Repeated all the steps again, making sure the window was open first, and that must have done the trick because there was a completely different feel to the house. The heaviness was gone. My son was no longer afraid to leave his room, and there was no scary thing there to grab him. I learned a lot from this experience about myself, my calling, and how to safeguard and differentiate between the light and dark, good and bad, and set me on a path to discovery and learning.
Wow.
Wow. Well, like what a positive thing to take from like such a scary, scary experience.
Yeah. I really need you to put your mind in a believer's mindset right now.
Okay.
Like don't try to debunk right this minute.
Okay.
Just for a
try.
minute. Just for a minute. Because I need to work this out with somebody who won't argue with me.
Okay.
Do you think, as a believer, that the spirit came in with the ghost or with the balloon? Or do you think like the spirit
was
was
already
there,
a spirit there and it hated balloons?
or
it embodied the balloon?
Yeah. Like, do you like the balloon part is weird, especially the residue.
All right, I'm gonna like put on my acting skills here. I'm gonna
Okay.
pretend as though I'm like a true ghost hunter and paranormal. Like,
Okay.
I feel like I kind of need to like spike up my hair. Don't those like ghost
Okay.
hunter men always have spiky up hair?
Yeah, the men, but we don't compare ourselves to the men.
That's true. I'm just trying to like really get into character.
Okay.
Okay. So what I'm thinking is that there was already a spirit there, but
Okay.
it wanted some sort of way to a vessel to like move through. Like it it needed movement.
Yeah.
And it didn't have movement. So when that balloon came in, it embodied that balloon because it wanted it to move. Now, why did it want to move to her bed? I don't know. That's really weird because it only went to her bed.
Yeah. Their bed. We have no idea.
True. It went to their bed. We don't know why, but it did. That's the bed that it chose to go to.
Yeah.
My guess is that it's because this person is the mother and therefore the mother
Or the father.
No, I'm going to say the mother.
Oh, you're guessing.
I'm going to guess it's because this person is the mother.
Okay.
And therefore the mother never gets to rest. Even once the kids are put down, they've got to contend with now a spirit figure that wants to keep them awake. Don't get me started on how my night went last night. It's probably why I'm feeling a little bit on edge and very tired because someone else sleeping in the next to me. Because the person next to me sure slept very soundly through a whole lot of interruptions that happened throughout the night.
That's one of the only perks. Sounds like it wouldn't be of having a night shift husband.
Oh, you would hate him.
But I can't.
I mean, you wouldn't. I love him, but
I can't be bitter about the fact that he never gets up because he's actually not there.
Yeah, you would have a lot of resentment.
Yeah.
In fact, sometimes it pisses me off that you don't have that same resentment for your husband that I have for my husband. I'm like, we've got to bond over this.
Oh, girl,
it's fine.
Trust me, we can bond over our resentment.
But anyway, no, I'm really just teasing about that. But like, let's pretend again that I'm being that full-on believer. The residue is that ecocentric. What did you call it?
Ectoplasm.
Ectoplasm. That's the word. That's what that is. So like after the balloon. Oh, that sucks. That poor little balloon's like, finally I can move.
Oh.
I can move. And then boom, pops it. And then I believe it was after the popping that
released it.
It released it. And then you see the black blob because it doesn't have anything to like. Yeah.
Yeah, that's creepy. All right, debunk.
Oh, I just feel like it's a stress.
Wow. It's like Debbie Downer over here. So anticlimactic.
I don't see now. Like, what's funny is perspective. I don't find that anticlimactic. I find that incredible. I find it incredible that that stress can create that much friction between someone's mind and body and all of those things. I always find that so fascinating. Like when somebody's like, I am stressed out, and you really tune into how stressed out they are or how they can be.
Yeah.
That's not a fictional thing. Like there are things happening because that person is feeling a certain way.
Yeah.
So I do believe that stress can cause certain types of hallucinations.
Okay.
I think that stress can cause very strong emotions of being unsettled so that it makes it feel like this can't be anything that's just stress. It's got to feel something bigger. So then it becomes this like larger than life thing and it's living in my house and I can't get rid of it. And then my mind kind of creates these stories and it kind of just has this narrative that is like, this isn't just some weird, gross saliva that whoever blew up this balloon had when now I've popped it.
I had not thought about that. Gross.
Yeah, well, try on my hat because you got to think of all these things. But anyway, popped it. There comes this disgusting thick saliva that somebody at that dealership blew that up and they had something.
With their helium mouth. It was a floating helium balloon.
I don't know. Maybe at one point they tried to blow it up.
Okay.
Now it's just a balloon, but it has their spit in it. Anyway, pops, it's on their hands, whatever. And then it's like my mind is creating all of these things, all of these scenarios. And because I'm stressed out, I'm not sitting there trying to think of any other logical thing that it could be.
Okay, I am not going with that.
But you kind of want to.
No,
I can
I'm
tell.
not.
You're just tired.
No, I really don't want to go with it. In
Mm.
fact, because I'm tired, that whole thing kind of pissed me off. I'm like, whatever.
Yeah,
you know it's a ghost. You know it's a ghost. But anyways.
No, I do not, Erin. It's not a ghost.
Okay. Anyways.
Okay.
Even if this parent is so stressed that they're manifesting ectoplasm and demons and their dog is growling, why is their kid seeing a person trying to grab him out of the room? That kid's not that stressed.
Oh, I think absolutely that kid is stressed. I think that if you are stressed, your kid is stressed.
Okay, but I've been stressed. My kids have been stressed because of my stress, and they've never been like, there's a man who tries to grab me every single time I get out of this room.
Erin, there are different experiences and different levels of stress and different levels of trauma and all of those things that we may have never experienced, but that doesn't mean they're not out there.
I love how Danny or David or one of our people was like, Erin doesn't have to do anything. I have to sit here.
Yes, thank you, Danny. I think that was Danny.
I have to sit here with this. This is ridiculous. Y'all hear it. You hear this like, oh, stress, done, period, whatever.
Somebody needs a nap. We're going to tuck her in. It's a good thing you're cute. Okay. Well, listen, we're going to have to wrap this up because
we're going
to. Erin's a little bit grumpy.
And I feel bad because I forgot.
For what?
No.
Let's name off all the times you snapped at me tonight. And that's what we can feel sorry for.
I don't feel bad for anything I said to you. I feel bad that I forgot to bring up what I wanted to talk to you about at the beginning, which was talk about being cute. I got to meet Carmel, the little Irish mother.
Oh my gosh. You mean Julie Andrews?
Yes, she did look like Julie Andrews.
Doesn't she look just like the Irish Julie Andrews?
She was so cute.
Carmel.
She said, I was just having a bit of a chat.
I know.
Oh my gosh. I loved her. And she kept saying, Mary. No, how'd you say it? I said it better earlier.
Who was Mary?
Megan. She got to meet Mary last time.
Yes.
Oh my gosh. I was like, I want to meet Mary too.
I know. Mary was great.
I want to meet you all.
They were the cutest little friend duo you've ever met in your life because like Carmel was so like light and funny. And then Mary is so kind of sarcastic and snarky.
Yeah.
And you can just eat the two of them up because they play off of each other so well.
I just can't wait to go live with them in Ireland for a little while.
Oh, which we're going to do.
We were invited to stay with them and it's going to happen. I'm now friends with them too.
Yeah. Erin threw this out, but like about, I don't know, 5 episodes ago. Back in like November, I guess. So a while ago, I went out with Jack's football team and we had a blast and there is an Irish player there and his mother and godmother were in town. And Kitch is moving back. So he's like gone. He's moving
back to Ireland, not moving back here.
He's moving back to Ireland. So his mom came this time to help move him back to Ireland. So
cute.
All we know is there's a free place to stay in Ireland now because we may never see them stateside again.
Oh.
And I will meet that woman again. She is incredible. In fact, I talked about her tonight and I told Jack, I said, I would like pack up all my stuff and my kids and be like, we're here.
Yeah.
Like, I would feel so comfortable at her house.
Yeah.
And there are people here that I've known for a long time that I would never bring my kids to.
Yeah.
I'm like, no, my kids don't get to come to your house. They are crazy. But Carmel, she would be great.
Take it. She was awesome.
She was wonderful.
So
yeah, you feel right at home with her.
Yeah, she was such a doll. I love that I got to meet her.
I'm so glad you got to meet her.
Me too. Okay, now, fan favorite. Is it Carmel?
Oh my gosh, that would have been... That makes me so sad I didn't think of that.
You almost said that would be even better, and now you have to go read that name.
You're such a bitch tonight. No, but tonight we have a true fan favorite because I can't say that Carmel actually listens.
True, for sure.
Yet. Now, once we talk so much about her, she'll be on board.
Oh, except she heard me try to do her accent. She's probably like, bitch.
Right. I
thought I liked her.
You got to stop. Oh, she'll laugh. And so will Mary. But Mary will be very, like, I feel like she'll be very sarcastic with us.
Right. Bring it on. I'm ready for the sarcastic Irish woman.
Oh, it's the best. She is amazing. They're just amazing. But let's go back here.
Let's go back to this fan favorite.
So tonight's fan favorite is none other than the lovely Macy.
Yay.
Spelled a little bit different than my Macy, Macie, which I think is so cute.
It is cute.
I never thought to spell it like that, but now I see it. I'm like, maybe is it too late to change it?
Every single time I try to spell your daughter's name, I think, Is it CY? Is it CEY? Is it CIE?
Oh, it's like the store. Just plain Jane like the store.
Okay.
I feel like if you're going to do something so far out there, like put a boy's name and a middle name that's pronounced every time, you got to keep that first one simple.
I feel like that was a weird way to say she goes by Macy James. Put a boy's name and
Well, it's a boy's.
No, yeah,
it's
I
a
know.
middle name that is also a boy, a male gendered name.
it's just
So if you're going to do
long walk for a short drink of water.
So tonight's fan favorite is Macy. I'm so sorry, Macy, that you had to pick such a grumpy night to be here, but
Macy, I'm not grumpy. I love you.
But I am super glad that you're here, and Erin's like tired.
I'm only grumpy towards Megan. I love you.
Okay. Hi, Megan. Thanks so much. This is awesome. Let me think on that, and I'll get back with you soon. And I almost typed back, well, we're recording tonight, so you might want to hustle. But luckily I didn't have to. So she responded with, all right, I've thought about it, and I'd like to bring attention to autism awareness.
Oh,
A wonderful cause. My older brother, Justin, has severe autism and cannot live without 24/7 care.
Oh, man.
I know. Even though this isn't specific to any specific cause, autistic individuals are our fellow Kentuckians. So the next time you see them out in public, a mom trying her hardest to care for them, or loud noises you may hear from them, be patient, be kind, and spread love. Thank you so much for the fan favorite. You both have made my 1.5-hour drives to work much better.
Oh.
P.S. I am a skeptical believer.
All right.
We love that.
Ending with believer, but okay.
Okay.
I heard it.
And then I said, this is perfect. What a wonderful reminder to all of us to be kind, patient, and spread love. Thank you so much.
Did you pick that because you know I was going to be grumpy tonight?
Yes. Let's all remind Erin some kindness, some love, some patience.
I think this might be the grumpiest I've ever been.
Well, I don't know about ever, but on the podcast,
Towards you.
Absolutely.
I'm just so tired. I'm
again,
just
on
so
the podcast.
tired.
You're so tired. But you know what, Macy? All jokes aside, that is a wonderful reminder and a wonderful cause. And thank you so much for bringing that awareness. And thank you so much for being a supporter of our podcast.
Yeah, for sure. Thank you. All right. If you all would like to support our podcast, you can go to myskepticalsister.com to check out our website, where you can find out how to write in. You can find out our P.O. box, and you can write us in directly. You can also find out how to become a Patreon on that page, or you can go to Patreon and just type in My Skeptical Sister. $3 a month gets you bonus content weekly. It gets you a magnet. It gets you a sticker. And $5 a month gets you all that, plus our movie nights once a month, which if you're listening right now, when this episode's coming out, you just missed a great one.
Oh, it was so much fun.
You can rate, review, subscribe on Apple Podcasts, on Spotify, or wherever you listen. You can tell your friends about us. You can write us in directly at myskepticalsister@gmail.com. You can follow us on our socials at Facebook, Instagram, and on TikTok. And if you don't want to commit to a full Patreon, but you want to help us out a little bit, you can go to Buy Me a Coffee and search in My Skeptical Sister. I have the link in the show notes. And we'll talk to you next week. We love you, even though I'm grumpy.
A domain.
La 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 la.
Of course, New Orleans, everybody thinks of what? What's the first thing you think of?
Boobs.
Well, sure. Titties and shrimp.
Oh, Rue, you don't get to hear nice me.
This is how she normally is, Rue.
I'm just so tired.
Get at. Oh, no.
What a wait for a blooper. What a time.
Sorry, let me try that again because this is crazy. What?
There's an instant?
Did I say instant?
Yes.
I definitely meant instance.
Incidents.
Oh, might be just as tired as you. Okay, let me try this again. There was an instance while watching TV one night.
Incidents. Can you not say that word right?
Oh, no, instance. They said instance. Instance.
I guess that works. Hold on.
I think it does. An instance is like a moment in time.
Yeah, okay.
An incident. Let's say incident.
You
I
can
feel like you're grumpy and tired, so incident would be better. We'll just use that instead. It's fine. It's fine.
Oh, okay. Well, let's hear.
Okay, I'm going to tell you.
I'm so can't control it.
You really cannot control it. It's the funniest thing. Boo, this is what's so funny to me is that usually I'm the one that's like this. And Erin's just like, what are you not having a good time? And now I can totally tell that you're like, I'm over it. Read this goddamn story because we gotta be done. Oh, you could care. And like, you love scary stories. You could care less what's about to.
It's so scary, but I'm so tired. I don't remember being this tired.
Oh,
Okay.
clearly. Okay. We will never record on a Tuesday night again. Here we go.